Oh, where the ladies at tonight? China, Keisha, where y'all at? Did I not put the link in the chat? Okay. There go Keisha. China running behind. Uh-oh. Keisha,
Hello.
it ain't you tonight, Keisha.
It would have been flipping lights.
Good. What's good, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How you doing, Keish?
Hello.
It's the
Doing
Labor
good.
Day weekend, y'all. It's the Labor Day weekend. We starting it off.
Yeah.
Yes, we
It's
are.
actually a Bible-based
See,
holiday.
text me. Let me see if she texts me. Oh, okay. Oh man. Shana text me though. She ain't gonna make it tonight. But you know what?
What a topic.
Yes, indeed. I already know. We're gonna get it in. So let's do this roll call. Moretta Rogers, my main man, Willpower. What's up, champ? Beth Mikey's in the house. What's up, Beth Mikey? Moretta, Mo better is what we say. What's up, Rochelle? Rochelle, like New York, New Rochelle. Andrea Davis in here. Lot 2, Haruna. I see you, Beth. What's up, Shiny? Linda. What's up, Linda? Uh-huh. That's Linda Rose. She Barhay. What's up, Danita Joe? Jennifer. Yes. What's up, Jen? Welcome to the fold. Welcome to the family. Honeybee Lee. What it do? Victory. What's up, Tressa? I see you. Just like Candy. What's up, Candy? Tehran. What's up, Ray? Liberty. I like saying that. Anointed girl. I see you in here. Ophelia. What's up, Ophelia? What's up, Renee? My main Will. What's up, William? William Jackson in the house. Keisha in the chat. What's up, Rob? I see you, Roberto Rob. Beyond Bless. Yes. What's up, Christina? Keisha Spady. What's up, Renee? Nate Michelle. I'm trying to just catch back up where I dropped off at in Librarian. I see you. Sometimes the chat, it make me skip a lot of people. Kathy Morgan. What's up, Franklin? There we go. I think I got almost everybody. Everybody say what's up to everybody. What's up, Gail? Yeah. What's good in everybody's neighborhood? It is Friday night. China took off tonight. China got a date, y'all. She trying to talk about I'm in the airport. She in the airport. China got a date, y'all. I'm clowning her. Oh man. So can we shout out the family? Yes, we will. I'm gonna shout out the family because the family shouts me out. You know what I'm saying? Family showed me love. I showed love back. You know what I'm saying? That's how the relationship works. For all of the members, first of all, shout out to all the members. You know what I'm saying? Get a fellas
Yes.
a pound. I'm gonna get the fellas a pound. And the ladies, for the ladies, just for you. Just for you.
Echo.
There you go. There you go. So. Let me see here. Uh-oh. My main man, Larry. A pound today. My main man, Larry, he dropped in and dropped something in the Cash App. Good goodness gracious. You know, I like it like that. Yes, I do. Okay. Go ahead. And we got Patrice Bing. Thank you so much. I got you. Get you. My girl, hey, YOLO. Yes, I do. And Connie, come on. Hey, Connie, this was for you. Listen, I appreciate all of y'all. So for all of my members, all of the members. Hey, Keish, I forgot to call you. I told China I was gonna call you. I forgot. China got her shift. Her shift got moved, so we moved it to a Monday night. Does that work for you, Keish?
Yeah. What time Monday?
Is 8 o'clock too late? Is 8 o'clock too late?
Oh, it's fine.
You sure? 9 better?
How do the members feel? Probably 8:30. I pray until like with a women's group
So 9
until
o'clock
probably
it
about
is.
8:15.
So 9 o'clock it is. 9 o'clock it is. Monday night, y'all. You will have a video tomorrow giving you the link for the show on Monday. All the members, all right? Yes, indeed. It's special for the members. The membership. Yes, indeed, y'all. You'll have the link. That's how we're gonna do it. Yes, indeed. It's gonna be a little bit different.
It's gonna be nice because then people can get their questions answered and it's more interactive and
all of that. Yes, indeed. You get you get a one-on-one. You're getting a one-on-one.
Unfiltered, not as filtered by the AI YouTube. When you say Beyonce YouTube.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. It is crazy. So in order to get in the membership, you have to go, I think you press the $sign and it'll ask you, the membership you want. I think it's like $4.99. I think it's $4.99, like $4.99. You dig what I'm saying? I think that's, to get the information y'all getting. Good gracious. What? China. I told y'all China was on a date. She in the chat right now. I told y'all she out on a date tonight. We calling you out, China. Yes, indeed. So, so tonight's topic, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's session.
They might need more information to be a member. I'm just saying, like on my phone, it's hard for me to find it. I had to do it on the computer. But yeah.
Well, let me go to it real quick. And see what it do. See how it do, what it do, when it do, what it do. Do I do what you do when I do? Okay, so I'm on here. Okay. We got a new circuit. Miss Nims figured it. There she go. Miss Nims in there. Miss Nims Nim. So let me see. See, that's how YouTube that's how they be dragging me, man. Because sometimes they don't put it up there. That's how them AI joints do, man. They not programming it for nothing better. It's programmed to drive it slowly down and out. It's just there to drag you all the way out. Because now I see it, I'm looking at mines and I don't even see where you can send the super chat. I don't even see a super chat on here. So yeah, they doing me dirty. Come on, man. You got to be joking. Y'all got to be joking. Wow. Is it okay? My top fans, y'all. Look at it, top fans. Linda Evelyn in the house. Look at that. Look at that. Linda Evelyn, China, Christina, Tehran. I don't know how you become a top fan. I don't know what it is. I don't know how you do it, y'all. Oh, okay. They in the chat because you in the chat. Yes, indeed. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. So they keeping that. Okay, so they keeping track of all that. See that? Y'all see that? I don't have it. Okay, so gold button. Okay, super chat. There we go. Super chat.
On the
I think
phone.
you pushed the super chat, the gold button or something like that. I don't know, man. It was you pushed the dollar sign, but man, I don't know, y'all. It's YouTube. I'm gonna have to do a tutorial on it. We'll figure it out.
We will
Linda
figure it
Evelyn,
out.
thank you so much. Mwah. Appreciate the love. I'm gonna say praise the Lord, Harry. Yo. Yes, indeed. You better praise him. You better praise him. Smalley. Thanks for the super chat, Smalley. Appreciate the love. Yes, we do. And there's a new member. We got a new member up in here, Miss Nims. Thank you so much, Miss Nims, coming into the family, coming into the fold.
Yay.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Keish, I was thinking about you tonight.
With the church narcs.
Oh, God. I was thinking about Keish, and I said, man, you know what? We're going to just turn Keish loose tonight. We just going to let her
Especially with
loose.
that scandal that's going on. I want you guys to see a perfect example of what this beast of narcissism looks like when it's in a church setting. Just the main disclaimer: when someone doesn't have love or the ability to love or anything like that, they are not of God. That's the opposite. That's polar opposite. They might have an appearance of godliness. They
Come
can
on.
talk the walk. They can do all that stuff. Talk the talk, walk the walk. Have a performance. Everything they do is performance based. So they may be really good at it. However, God, the real one, is not with them. It's the God of their own imaginations. And
Come
these
on.
people can get delulu.
Come on.
Okay. They just really had the bus with the a pastor or a big church, $50 million whole deal with the police, like he's in jail, and the partner, because they always have to have an enabler, a counterpart that's an
Come on.
accomplice. That's what they prefer. So both of these people had a big ministry down south, and he's like on there talking about music, and the way that one of his messages were, he was saying things like, people get mad the way I talk to my staff. I talk to my staff like this because they know not to be disobedient or out of order. That's why things work. They afraid to talk to their staff. Yeah, it was the that one, the David Taylor one. And the way that the arrogance is, when people are saying yay and they're cheering that on and they're filling the churches, this man was having people what they do have that where they call armor bearers, and they do make it to where you're competing for a hierarchy position in the church. So you're cleaning, they're like, hey, you come clean, you got to serve more, gotta bless you, like all of these things, performance based activities, and you're broken so you do it. But that is not God's way at all. At all. I had two narc pastors. They have a whole committee to back them. If you ever are getting mistreated, they will come and have the church members and whatever, whoever else come and rescue these people, you know, and blame and shame you and exile you and all of that craziness. That is not how it's supposed to be at all. And
Come on.
these leaders are getting busted, and it's showing like this man was engaging in activities, like intimate activities with the members, giving them, you know, contraceptives. Their level of immorality has to be so high, because when you can read the Bible or preach it and you still do that level of corruption, your mind is gone. Okay, there it is, gone.
Come on. Come on.
And so they are capable of anything. They are very dangerous. The narcs I was dealing with, the ones in church, those were the ones that was borderline sociopath.
Mm.
So they learn how to charisma, they learn how to read people, they learn how to state, they can preach to a person's emotions and to their brokenness, but they can't do nothing as far as getting that person to grow in the spirit with God, getting their connection, because they'll lose control. If God has
Ain't
control
that
of
something?
somebody, they lose control. So it would never be to where you will feel a total freedom, whether you're in the church setting or this is your relationship partner. You would never
Mhm.
feel like you're able to detach and have this open relationship with God with them. They will not allow it.
So excuse me. So that's one of the points I wanted to really get at tonight. How they know, they know you're coming in this church because you want to live clean, you
Hmm.
want to get your life right, you want to feel good. You lost your connection. They know that, and they
Yeah.
want to be right there. They want to be right there to make sure, to ensure you never reconnect. They want to be right there to misguide you, to tell you, no, 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 no. God gonna talk to you through me.
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly what they say. Um, I'm your covering. Anything that you do, it falls on me anyway, because I'm your covering. All of that stuff. And they out here sleeping with everybody. Everybody.
Everybody, everything,
And they're
anything.
yeah. That I mean, they would put like baby oil on when a pastor. And this is how you can somewhat tell. When they shirts look, you can see their heartbeat through their shirt. That's a sign. That's a flag. You shouldn't be able to see their heartbeat when they preaching. Shirt too tight. They always in the gym. They buff. They always have this story on why the marriage didn't work. Okay, because sometimes they on third, fourth, fifth wife. Sometimes they just
Good
might be
God.
single, but it's always they might have a brief pity thing, like I was wrong, I sinned, I did this, and that's it. They don't want the church to ever remember about any of that stuff. And then they go on to start shaming the church if they're looking like, hey, you ain't who you say you are if you was in this position and sleeping around. It's different when you don't know God. That's a whole different can of worms. But when you take this position and you supposed to know God and represent God, I don't care what you done seen, what experiences you went through. None of that stuff matters. If you haven't dealt with that sin stuff and you sleeping around, you do not need to be in front of people trying to teach. Period.
Come on.
There's
Come
a
on.
criteria in the Bible because you are misrepresenting who God is. And because of that, this church is so much, the organizations have now gave such a horrible reputation for church. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to go there. So what's the other option? One of Satan's little havens? No. So now we have a very corrupt
Hold it.
world.
Hold it. That's the purpose. That's the purpose. It's just, and if you think about it, it's just like government.
Hmm.
It's just like government. This is what they do over this side. This is what they do on this side.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, with narcs in there, both sides are the same. If you go to a church and the pastor is a narcissist, how you gonna win? How you gonna win like that? You better off. You better off in the crack house or the the.
It's just like being a pet. You they got they minions, you know, that's they armor bearers, the close staff, all of that. That's their minion team. That team, like when you serving God, it's about love and compassion. That team will
Mm-hmm.
cut your throat if you try to say something about this pastor or if you try to confront the issue. They the first ones there. Some of them really be armed up, and they act like this is this person, this human that's supposed to be a servant. Now, when you serving, when you the higher up in God you go, you more of a servant than anything. You're not having $1 billion mansions and people out here starving, especially not in your body and especially not in your community. But you sitting up here with, you know, all these acres of land. That's not God's way. But you got a whole staff of security, all of this stuff, and they be like, well, we got to be protected. You're not Jesus. You are not
Man, come
Jesus.
on, come on.
Jesus didn't even do all of that because he knew what power he was working with. You can put any demon at a halt when you walking in the power of the living God.
There
But
you go.
that's what they do, and it's an illusion. And when we have these
That's it.
narcopaths, they get in church, and I most of my exes are went to church because they mimic you. So once they get with you, and if you were in church, that's their new identity, okay? Because they realize it's something to this church thing that I can get more supply without all of the hassle that I get from the people in the
There you
streets.
go.
These people gonna willingly do it for me.
There
They
you
gonna
go.
work for free. I'm
It's
gonna be able to put
cooperation.
this one here. You can't tell this one to come over to my mistress house and babysit that child, then I'm gonna sleep with that one. This is so crazy, but it's so true, and it's not dealt with
Hmm.
and addressed. And then we be in these positions, in these relationships, in these marriages, like, well, I'm gonna declare and decree it. This is my man of God. I'm declaring decree it. You will walk in God. You will be the man of God. You will be the husband you're supposed to be. Speaking divination, because God didn't say marry the devil. So it's
Say it again.
divination. You can't, God did not say marry the devil. You can't change nobody's free will. They free will chose not
No.
to serve God. He told you don't deal with people that's not serving them. When you deal
Mm-hmm.
with somebody that's not serving them, you can't. I felt like this, so I can understand. I felt like that with the first husband. Well, we're going to get married and make it right.
See,
You can't make
and that's
nothing
that's
right.
what that's what we be thinking. We get
That's
into
what we
that
think.
stuff and then marry that person, thinking
Yeah.
that this marriage is going to cover all these lies, all this deception, all this wrongdoing, and it's not. It will not. It is not going to be happy. You see, like Rochelle was saying, TV evangelists always ask. So TV evangelists, after they've been on TV for a few years, then they want to do one of those what's the name of those series that be what's that TV? What is it called?
The
What
motivational
we
things are
talking about the no. Those the murder mysteries. Um oh, Lifetime.
okay.
Lifetime.
Lifetime movie at work.
So then all of them always end up on something like that, a Lifetime
Yeah.
special, and they show you what it was like. They show you what it was really like being in that church with that pastor and the stuff that he was doing, the stuff that was going on behind the scenes, the stuff that they let go, the stuff that goes on because again, they are led by the people who paying the most money.
Yeah.
They led by who? Okay, these people paying the most money. This is the message they want to hear. This is the message we're gonna preach, and that's that. Everybody going into church thinking that you know this pastor really is about healing, and this
Right.
pastor really want this to happen with the church, and we just gotta be this
And
way
people
and
confuse preaching with shepherding. Being a shepherd is way different than being a preacher. That's a performance. When you a shepherd, the anointing that comes with that, when God puts somebody in a position, they don't put that for themselves. Most of them getting them online. Okay, they getting them online. Both the exes online. And they're not getting ordained. Nobody's doing a check. You got to do your background check. If they got a bunch of prison numbers, hey, you got to flag that because they learn a lot of technique and skill in there. But when
but
they
you know
have,
what, Steve? One thing that, ladies and gentlemen, at some point, your typical narcissist is going to run to that church. When
yeah,
they get down and out bad enough, when they go through it, because see, we've been taught they don't have feelings. That is not true. That is not true. Oh, they feeling it. They feeling it. Nobody on this planet get to just leave the planet. Oh, I ain't had no feelings, no way. So, like, how you gonna hurt somebody that doesn't have feelings? They have very deep feelings, the same way we do. But the way they conduct themselves makes us look at them like, man, it's no way you could have feelings and doing the stuff that you doing. Because see, when we look at them, we look at them like, man, that is an abomination. Everything you're doing to yourself, you're going to live to regret it. Everything. You in this church, you done ran to the church now because now all them skeletons, all that, all the craziness, all of the toxic behavior, everything you've done has been so callous. Now you don't want to feel like you did anything. See, when they're out there trying to destroy you, they're under the guise of you're not going to leave me. I know you love me. So you're going to come back. When I say the magic words to you, I'm going to use these magic words on this magic dust right here. I'm going to say, you're not going to break your family up. Come on, baby, we got a family. See, when they were dogging you, that family stuff didn't mean nothing because they know I haven't treated you like family. You haven't heard me speak this way. You've heard me treat you badly. You've watched me treat you badly. You feel bad about how I'm treating you. And now I'm going to do the double reverse and say, honey, hold it. You're not going to just let our family go. You're not going to destroy the family, are you?
But see, narcissists don't think like us. Like, well, I'm not gonna say us because we had some things going on in our brain too until you get healed and whole. But when it comes to what they would consider a neurotypical brain, like the neurons are firing, narcissists don't think the way that we would ever think that they think. You have to have a very dark mind, a very dark spirit governing your thoughts to be able to think a way that a narcissist do. It will break your brain. They have this thing called depersonalization or derealization as part of the dissociative idea. It's on this DS, that does some things with this research and the scans. What happens with them is a lot of times they say that they feel like they are outside of their body and looking in on their life here and there. They never feel like they are the ones living out the life that they're living, like in their body. This is what they, say in the counseling and, in a lot of studies, but they always feel disconnected because they are in the kingdom of darkness. They have multiple contracts. It's like demonic possession. When somebody is possessed, like the exorcist, something else is in their body, and they are, most of the time, they're checked out. They usually have a substance use issue, drinking or smoking or doing something, one of the ones that cross and check a person's conscience out. But usually the real them is checked out. And one thing they don't ever feel is remorse. When you don't have that remorse, when people go to church, they go to church because they have godly sorrow. Worldly sorrow is different from godly sorrow. The Bible said, worldly sorrow worketh death. Godly sorrow worketh repentance. When you have remorse and you really feel bad about something, you have a soul reaction. You like, man, this is like, I feel bad. It's messing with my conscience. That's God working on you. That's like feeling like, God, I'm sorry. I feel the weight of this. Right. They don't have that. They abandon their conscience, their moral compass, that ability, right and wrong, that inside the brain. They abandon that. So God is not speaking to them.
But that's still saying that the feeling is there. They just saying, I don't care. It's there, but I'm not listening to it. I'm not following it. I'm not surrendering to that. And I'm willing to damage my own mental state just to do something that affects you that way. Because I want you to hurt so bad, because I want you to feel this, because I want you to feel pain. I am going to do something that also hurts myself just to hurt you.
What they feel is if they had strategically planned to gain something from their interaction with you, Like you were in their life and they had a set idea on what type of come up or what they would have gained or whatever new position they would have been in their life by dealing with you, and that didn't happen. They feel rage and betrayal. Like
Mm-hmm.
these are things taught, to me from a mother who's like covert narcissist. It's no love. Okay, there's no feeling. When someone feels that, it's shunned because you're weak. Like, how can you feel an emotion? And it's just you just get the answer like, I don't even understand that. Like, I don't understand how you have like these feelings, because that's it. The whole thing is, what can somebody do for you? What difference have your life been since interacting with this person, and are they able to be in your life because are they meeting a certain need? And that's it. If a
You know
person is
what?
not no longer feeling like what they feel this
Mm-hmm.
person is doing to meet a need that they put them to meet, then that's when they don't feel like they have a need for that person. It's
So
demonic.
Smalley D said, yeah, her yo, he he told me, he would say to me, if the marriage falls apart, that is my fault. I wasn't doing anything to go against the vows. So I just got to the point where I checked out and agreed. So that's something that narcs are going to do. They're going to push all the buttons. They're going to do all the wrong. They're going to do all the wrong and the craziness, and then tell you it's your fault. You're the one. You're the reason why I'm this way. You're the reason that that
Mhm.
I don't come home every weekend like I should. You're the reason that I gotta do all of these other things. I gotta make this stop before I come home. You're the reason, because it's always when I come home and look, they come home and start arguments just so they can say that's why I don't come home. That's why I come home late.
Mhm.
That's why I do the things that I do. Because at the end of the day, y'all, guys, we might, even though I know I talk about them like they are trash, because they are, because
It's
they
a
are.
monster in
But I,
there.
but I
Like,
want you to know. I want you to know. And it's like, I know y'all hear stories about them like they have no feelings. They do. They do. Because if they didn't have feelings, guys, they wouldn't have a need for us. They wouldn't have a need to continue to deceive you, to continue to just
this
be deceptive about everything.
you got to look at it like this. Do Satan got feelings? And then, what kind of feelings
Mhm.
he got? He
There
don't
you
really
go.
have no feelings
He,
like
no, he
like
got feelings. He
humans.
got feelings because
It ain't
Satan
like a
wanted
love
to
or
be in
anything
charge.
like that. The
Well,
the only
no,
feeling
I'm
he
saying
got is like
Satan wanted to be in charge, though. Satan wanted to be
yeah,
in charge. Satan felt he was better than God. He felt like Jesus shouldn't be in control of nothing. I should be.
yeah,
Satan
they
felt like
have
he was the
jealous.
next one to be the one that everybody bowed down to. That's why he ultimately went to war with God.
hmm They can feel jealousy, envy, anger, irritability,
Exactly.
frustration. They feel everything that operates in that dark kingdom. But what they don't feel is unconditional love. They don't feel they feel like they tolerate you. It's not a I love you, or
Right.
even a supply that they've been with for years. They do everything to say that they have power and control over, because that's all it's about is power and control. Are they gonna do what I say? Let me tell them what to do, and they do it. If even that type of supply, they don't feel like I love this person or anything. They feel like I'm going to tolerate this person because they just
Mhm.
do so much for me that losing them would be a loss for me. I would
And
have to
then,
find
but
somebody to
see,
replace to
behold
do
it,
those
behold it,
duties.
but they'll still do it. They will know. Listen, they know losing you is going to be devastating to them. But that's why I say they stupid, because that's how far they will go to show you. They will go that far to show you that at the end of the day, I will cut off my nose to spite my own face.
Hmm
Okay.
And they work with destruction. So that waster spirit, demons of destruction, these are the kingdom strong powers that is in their body. They're not going to have a happy life. Like Satan don't want anybody to have a happy life, not even his puppets. So what he would do is get them
Exactly.
in a position, and then he'll cause them to self-sabotage because that thing is in there, and then he'll place them somewhere else where they even worse off and do more damage to not only them but the children, because that's what he does. He's the destroyer. And when people that are, have a heart are with God, that's even better for Satan. He loved to get them chewed up and spit out. He know what he created. He know what kind of covenants and contracts
Exactly.
these people are in.
Exactly.
And he after a bloodline. It's horrible,
Exactly.
some of the
Look.
ways that they think. Like when you hear some stuff, you can't unhear it. Like you would go to church with these people. A lot of people meet their other person in church, or they talk about God, and they literally sit there strategically plan how to hurt your
There you
children.
go. And you have a lot of them. You have a lot of them that will go to that church. When they get out of a hard breakup with somebody, they get out of a rough situation. When they come out of a situation where the person that they left actually made sure they couldn't come back, because they ain't left nobody thinking they won't be able to come back. When they get out of a situation and they find out they can't get back, they will do everything they can. If you know how to go no contact with these people and they stuck out there, then let me go in this church and see who I can convince to deal with me, to see if anybody gonna believe that I done turn my life around, because they going in that church because they feel like, okay, you don't respect me, you don't like me, you don't want me anymore. But if you see, the real deal is you want to make sure that I'm not going to do you that way again. And in their mind, they looking at you like, well, I know you respect the church. And if you see me going to the church, you'll give me another chance because you think that I done confessed and I done got saved and I done did all this. And that's what I was saying in the title of the show tonight. The Narc done got saved and now they in the church. They done went to church. They done got saved and everything because that's part of their show. That's part of their show. That's right, Sandy. They don't have the integrity of the average person. They don't have any integrity. They not when they're out here doing the thing. You can look at the things that they do, and you know something, guys. I'm gonna go here because it's almost like we let them go. We let them off when you speak about things like marriage. I'm not letting them off that hook. And it's so many people. I mean, it's like if you're not going to hold marriage on another level, if you're not going to hold people to a higher standard when it comes to marriage, then what is the purpose of having marriage? Because the way they look at it is, okay, we were married. All right, it didn't work. All right, get over it
That's
and
how they
leave
look
me
at it.
alone and just go ahead about your life and don't tell nobody the kind of person I am. That was between me and you, and everybody don't need to be in this. They
But
want
marriage is
to
a covenant.
hide,
Like,
but they want to hide it. They want to hide the dirt that they've done. Oh, don't be telling nobody my business. Oh, everybody don't need to know what we gone through. And yes, they do.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
they do. Yes, everybody does need to know all of your trifling business. You know why? Because if you want to be trifling, I should have knew your business. I should have knew how trifling you are from the beginning. I don't want to be, nobody wants to stay in a situation where the only thing I'm gonna have at the end of this situation is a bunch of horror stories to tell people. And then you feel some type of way. So you got to dress this crazy mess up and lie. You got to lie to make it seem like you're not crazy. Because everybody looking at you like, well, what kept you in that mess for so long?
And
Why
they
are
will
you
say
there?
that And the healing start when you are okay with those comments, because you will get that. And people will say like, oh, well, what was wrong with you? Like, a lot of people would say that. However, a lot of people go through mental issues and mental breakdowns that they don't even know they're going through. They might still be in something that's horrific and deluding themselves, when you had the courage to say, yes, I've been through this, but I came out. Yes, that was how it was in sin. I made a horrible mistake. That's why I ran to God. And God delivered me. He made me whole. He taught me how to walk in the spirit and not in the flesh. That's a whole different type of mindset that you can't really be taught by the things in this world or books or none of that stuff, even going to some of these churches. Only God Himself can take you through that. But the first thing is being okay with, I was wrong. I made horrible mistakes. And yeah, if you feel
There you
like
go.
something was wrong with me, I was deceived. If you really want to know, the main thing here is
That part.
deception. I
That
was
part.
deceived.
Holy, holy. We ain't just walking past that. Ladies and gentlemen, that part. I was deceived by
Hmm.
this evil because I
Yes.
never knew somebody was this trifling. I never knew. And then all these sayings about how, well, you only gonna attract what you are. You a lie. I still haven't figured out how cruddy some of these people are. I never had it. My mind doesn't even go in the direction of how trifling some of these people are.
It's
So,
about like the enemy go about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Now, you probably was any of us, like I know I was. Sometimes you tap dance and you still like some things that's, in the world, or you like, hey, this is cool. This is a little, you compromise. And those little compromises, it's a fine line. It's like that line in the sand that Hebrews talk about. And then you
mhm,
kind of tiptoe over there like, well, this is okay. Soon as you over there, you can be, prayerful and everything else. If you dance on that turf with the devil just a little bit, and he's very deceptive, that's why they in the church. He's going to whip your behind. You're going to get the cloak of deception over you. Nobody is exempt to that. It don't matter how spiritual
mhm.
you are, how many demons you cast out, how much you're in the spirit realm, how prophetic you are. You are not exempt to being unable to be deceived by the devil. That's his name. That's what he is, a deceiver. He deceived the angels, Adam and Eve. That's what he does. So we are not exempt. However, it's when you kind of give a little place to
There
him,
you
even
go.
a crack, like in his prodigies. Oh, he had some abs. Oh, she was built like this. Oh, she spoke nice. That's when he
There
got
you
you.
go.
Because
There you
that
go.
word baby,
There you
that
go.
baby, nobody know that there is a God called baby in the Egyptian stuff, the ancient pantheon ones. It is called baby, and it is the bull of baboons. And it actually means for like this sexual appetite, this erotic stuff. See, there's a lot that we don't know that is in this lingo. It's a reason why these narcs
Exactly.
always saying certain words. Baby, they're invoking the
Mm.
spirits. Hey, baby. And you don't even know when they saying that you getting a spirit invoked in you, a strong
You
power,
don't
and it's
see,
making you crave and be addicted to
man.
hearing them say, hey, baby, okay, love you, hey, this, all those seducing words that mean nothing. They all say baby, baby,
They
boo, bad. They
they
always
it
got some type of
means,
nickname.
if it means anything, it means something evil coming
Invoking the
from
baby, it's a
someone
demon
evil.
named baby that with the sexual desires. It's
Man, and
literally a spirit.
but this is the thing. This is the thing. You know, we so badly just want just want a fair deal. That's it. That's it. We go to the table. That's all. Anybody in here that dealt with anybody, and I'm saying it's not just with just in every relationship, every situation, whether it's a job, whether it's a family member, no matter what it
Yeah.
is, the way we approach everything is we just want a fair deal. That's it. Nothing more. You don't got to do nothing extra for me. Just a fair deal. And you will not get a fair deal. You will not get a situation with somebody who has any level of integrity. Man, these people have no shame. It is nothing beneath one of these cruddy dogs. I mean, dirty, trifling, cruddy. I mean, they're thinking of the worst they can do to you. They want to
Yeah.
see you and leave you as mangled, as destroyed as humanly possible. They don't want anything left of you. And
Mm-mm.
all you ever did, and guys, at the end of the day, you asking, you a part of you is standing there trying to figure out, what did I do to you? What did I say to you? How did I
Right.
make you feel like you want to destroy me? What is going on?
Because when
Guys,
you have compassion, you're made in the image of God. This is a whole they got ancient spirits in them. When you show compassion and you have an action of love, that thing in them hates that so much. That black wickedness demon that's inside of them, the dominant one, the one that's primarily looking through their eyes.
mm,
That thing hate that stuff with a passion. They be sitting over there and be just all talking in their thoughts like, look at him. He think he really doing something. Look at, I bet I got him. I bet, watch what I do to him. Watch what I do. And they'll plan it all the way out. I'm gonna have his kid, and I'm gonna make sure he don't never see the kid, and he gonna pay me to do it. That's what go on in that sick thoughts from that wickedness spirit that's
yes,
inside of them. That thing is an
yes.
embodiment of evil, and they got a contract. There's a contract involved. That's why they pick and choose who they want to get married to. They have to get married. Like the devil kind of he cherry picks it because he know to get, especially get the believers or even those who are lukewarm or those who don't know yet, to get them in a contract where demons can constantly go in and out. You
Mm,
got to have something in writing. That's a legality.
yes,
And then he got
yes.
a bloodline contract to the third, fourth generation. So your children is going to suffer based on that contract. That's how this works. That's how serious this is. It's really fatal attraction. There's no working things out with the narcissist thinking like, oh, they're going to change. They keep
Mm-mm.
going to church. They're not even present in reality. Their reality is not even of this world. Who know what they see?
But
But
Keisha,
it's not even reality.
but look, that's something we don't even question. When a narc says, let's get married,
Mhm.
they know that's a last resort. They're like, oh, you don't see it. You don't see what's about to happen to you. You don't have a clue. In our minds, I ain't the only one that thinks like this. We believe that if somebody's saying they want to get married, that's somebody that wants to do right by you.
Yeah.
Isn't that what let's get married means?
Yeah.
They have polluted the word marriage so badly. They have polluted the word so badly that they want it to look like it's not. What's the difference? What's the difference whether we go together, whether we don't even have to live together? What marriage was? What the main difference with one of them is it ties you into something and makes it that much harder for you to get away.
The
And they
biggest
know you're the kind
difference.
of person that respects marriage and family, then they are going to weaponize it against you for the rest of your life.
This how deep it go. It's way deeper. A marriage, what an intimate relationship is, and they can't
Mm,
take the covenant agreement out of the act. What that is, it is a becoming one of the flesh. So you're becoming one because God put that in order. He said when you marry somebody and they didn't have all the certificates, but it was to know them in that way and take a wife, you became one flesh, and now you are one in the spirit. So what happens when you get with somebody, there's a oneness there. When God look at the both of y'all, he see one person. And with that, if you marrying
mhm,
the devil, all that darkness is just spiritual transfer. And then it's putting you out. The angels working extra hard because there was a time you believed, but now you in a backsliding stage, your name got blotted out. So now there's darkness. There's all darkness and you fighting through. So it's a whole different kind of war when there's a marriage, even if it's like without the certificate. because you marrying in the spirit. You got a marriage in the natural with the act,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's a marriage in the spirit that take place. And if there's no certificate or like you're married on paper, then there's
Right.
another spouse that come from the sea, and that one got a certificate in the spirit realm with your name on it. So then that's how people collect these things called spirit spouses. These things are horrendous. Those are the ones that cause chronic illnesses. They beat you up all throughout life. They make sure you don't have money. Sometimes they get you just enough just to knock you off, and they keep other spouses, potential spouses, away from you because they're very possessive. So restless legs, different issues in those areas, under the belly button or the stomach. Those are the areas that these spirit spouses, they are incubus and succubus, that they are known for. So when you get married and there's no law of marriage, that this is not in God's way, then you marry a spirit spouse. And he knows that. Because the marital covenant, that is second to God's covenant with us. We're the bride of Christ. Satan know how serious God is about marriage. That's why he had so much immorality happen, to where they get rid of it, because sexual immorality is the one sin that you do against your own body, meaning you open up a portal for a being, a demonic being, to come in and live inside your body, and you become one with it. He knows that. This is Babylon stuff. Every time they did their little rituals, this is Babylon. And that's where we got to come out of. We got to start getting our mind back into who God is, what is integrity, because this wickedness in the kingdom of darkness, it don't just pick little bits of evil. It's going for the jugular.
Mm. Man,
It's going
that's
for the
crazy.
jugular. It's taking the children, their minds. Like my children really struggle, and just seeing it, because their dad is a swinger. They go all the way corrupt. They never was into God. This was somebody who was saying, "I'm into God," blah blah blah. He
Mm-hmm.
got a whole witch, and they swinging, and there's so many calamities that come with that, and they don't care about what they do to their children. They don't even think about it. They can care less. They have no natural affection. So all of this stuff is the war that you will have to fight when you breed with these
Mm,
beings,
mm-mm.
because that's what they put off. That wickedness is very evil.
Man, you know something? We letting society tell us that we overusing this word. We let society tell us or try to convince us we tripping. It ain't that bad. It ain't really like that. But they can't show us examples of where it's not that bad. They can't show proof that there aren't more than even we talk about. That is how they keep themselves under the radar. When we scared to say it, when we scared to acknowledge it. Well, why'd you that? Oh, y'all just tripping. Y'all just hurt. Y'all just butt hurt. Who hurt you? They want to shame you and me into be quiet. Don't talk about it. Just leave it alone. Don't just go on with your life, right? Go on with your life so they can do it to somebody else, and go on with your life so they can try to come back and do the exact same thing that did not work last time. Let me try it again. Okay, let me come back to you. Let me continue to come into your life. Let me continue to go out here and wreak havoc every single place they go. Every person they've ever dealt with has a horror story. Trust
Yeah.
me, people, they don't have a past where you can go to somebody in their past and they just like, oh no, man, this day was great. It was everything I ever wanted. It was everything I ever dreamed of. No, everybody they've ever dealt with, they're gonna say something crazy about that person. Oh man, they got you too, huh? It's always a level of deception. It's always going to be something more horrible, something more
Mhm.
toxic. Guys, You and I, we did not believe, we didn't know these things were walking around on 2 feet. We thought that,
No.
we thought, honestly, I didn't think I would ever have feelings like that unless I made it to hell. And did not know at the same time, that's where I was at. That's where I was at. Absolutely in hell. I'm telling y'all, I was in the living room of hell for at least 6 years. You hear
If,
me?
if we had a member, like on the members thing, I would love to share more of the stories that I hear, because you never know who might pass through, and some things a person might be like, oh, that's about me, as far as clients. But this is the type of thinking that they do. Like, you have somebody who tormented like an ex, and then because
Mm-hmm.
they're in trouble, they contacted someone else that they haven't talked to in years, and they're like, hey, if I figured if I, brought this one to court, like, it'll help me look good. It'll help me look like I'm not capable of that. That's
Mm-hmm.
what they do. Okay, that's what they do. And they have these enablers that is equally demonized and diluted. They come and aid them and rescue them out of reaping what they sowed. Like when they hurt someone, my ex did some very damaging things. The last one, very damaging criminal things, but he had to hurry up and get married and have this church back him like he's this outstanding Bible man to evade justice. That's how they think when they're like, oh, I'm about to marry you, I'm about to do this. They're evading something else. He was evading warrants and things after I married him that I didn't find out about till later. So this is, you're usually catching someone in their reaping of the dark black harvest of seeds they didn't planted, and you're rescuing them from things that God has, had coming to them. Like, God really, he really be trying to help people, but he'll remove his hand. So when they get in a butt kick because they reaping what they sow, here we come along and we rescue them, and they don't get it, but we get it. And then we get it worse because we interfering with God's plan. We can't do that. We have to understand that some people you have to walk away from and let go, and people can look you straight in your face and
Mm-hmm.
lie to you, and they can say, they can have a whole marriage thing and everything and lie to you, cry on cue. They know how to mimic behaviors and reactions, and they always say, I did everything I was supposed to do, because it was a performance.
That's all it was.
Even with Megan Good's interview, she was talking about her husband, and you can tell when narcissism is keywords. And I'm not saying I fully, can sit down and have a whole diagnosis about it. You can just keywords that are said, certain spirits say. I put it that way. But she was saying about the husband. I was just so sad that I prayed for him. Okay, here to project for him, not because she felt a certain way. I prayed for him because I didn't want him to feel this way. But then she was angry with God because she felt like I did everything I was supposed to do, and I don't understand why I didn't get what I wanted. I wanted a marriage that would not fail. See, that's not what life is about. Like, when the way the narcissist think is all self-centered, is what I want.
There you
This
go.
is something that I have envied. I've envied somebody having a good loving marriage, because I never had that. And I felt like if I can control and manipulate this person, do everything I'm supposed to do, they look like the person that can give me that picture perfect thing that I'm envying, that
Mm.
may or may not be real.
Because that's all it was
And
about.
they're going to perform to do it. If they don't want me to do anything before marriage, I won't do that. If they want me to sit in this interview, I'll do that. All of it is an act. None of it is a spirit soul connection. That's not it. They, most of the time, they're not present. You're dealing with the demon in charge. Okay, the demon in
That's it.
charge that hates your guts is going to sit there like, okay, I might give you some lust, but that's about it. They can't do the love
That's
thing.
it.
I
That's
might
it.
do this, rub you, caress you, whatever you think your love language is. They read the book, so they're going to do that, and they're going to perform. But that's it. And their payout for their return on this investment better be, give me all your money, be this doormat. The more that I have to perform and do these things, the more you should be giving in to me. And pretty soon it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
flirting and getting somebody that you with at a dinner. Like they gonna sit there
There you
and your
go.
relative can be right there, and you're supposed to sit there and take them flirting, messing with your relative in your face, and don't say nothing about it. That's how bold it start getting. That's the
Man.
tolerance of evil.
Well, again, you're dealing with someone who has no bottom. You know something,
No,
guys, when I say that, I want y'all to understand that I lived it. I saw it with my own eyes. These people, so there are things that you won't do because you have a level of integrity. So there are certain things that you just will not do. That is not the case for a narcissist.
no,
There
no.
is no bottom for these people.
Mm-mm.
There is no bottom for them. They want to swim in the swamp. They want to be in anything that is filthy, anything that is corrupt,
Yeah,
anything that is nasty, because that's who they are. That is what their life is about. And guys, the sad part about it is, especially for you guys who just really got your mind made up, I'm staying in this no matter what, I'm locked in. You are going to have, you're going to pick up that narc residue.
hmm,
Okay. You can't be with somebody that toxic and not be toxic as well. Life doesn't work like that. And I'm saying that because that was me. You can't be with somebody and they start an argument with you. You starting to argue back. You arguing back. See, we don't see that as being toxic. We see that as defending ourselves. Guys, that is a level of being toxic
yeah.
because guess what? Just because they arguing don't mean you got to argue with them. Just because they come in there lying, conniving, they thieves, just because they're going to do wrong, guys, the bottom line is we have an option. We have a choice. See, the thing is, we just don't use that choice. We don't make that choice like, oh, you know what, babe, you're toxic, babe, you're abusive. So therefore, I'm leaving. See, we need everything to fall out the sky. We need the kitchen sink to bust us in the head. We need everything in our lives to absolutely be taken from us and destroyed before we get to the place where we're like, you know what? I've lost everything, and this fool still. I've given them everything I had, everything I could, and this fool still won't stop. They still keep
Because
on
the
going.
desire, like you can't get out of this until it take God. You're dealing with the devil, so you got to go and get the whole opposite force. He changes your desire when you born again and you love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. One of those is translated your desire and your character. So your character and heart is postured towards the things of God. You got to know Him in order for that to happen. What happens when you're conditioned by either family of narcissists, like this wickedness is generational, so you were groomed by the devil throughout life and may or may not have known it. But when you have a desire, your heart desire, your inner man hasn't been all the way transformed, you still have a desire or taste for the things of the dark, the world, whether it's their little lust, whether it's their sugary thing, whatever the lust is, their vices, the drugs, the alcohol, whatever the devil can offer, you still kind of like it a little bit. Where he said you gotta love one or hate the other. You can't like it a little bit. Like you can't like it when they flip and be the other person. They bang, they want to do all this stuff with you, and you can't like it a little bit. You got to understand the evil for what it is, and it should have happened beforehand. And that take time separated from all evil, and really like on a deep emotional intense level, or on a soul level, or however, and getting to know who God is and who you are, your true identity. And then your desires will change, and you won't even want to hear a conversation coming from a narcissist, because you will realize how negative they talk. Even with some of the relatives, I realized Wow, I've literally been listening to the way that they talk. Like, hey, look at this person over here. Hey, did you know about that? All of it is gossip. And then gossip will
That's it.
begin to irritate your soul because you have been around the things of God, or you just been studying his word, and that's been purifying that up out of you. So you won't even want to listen to what they gotta say. None of the narcs that would want to call or whatever, it's nothing that they can say because I know out of their mouth is venom.
There you
And
go.
it sucks that the church has now had this reputation because they're not a church, they're a cult. For one, we as the believers are the church, and God's church is powerful and strong, and the enemy is trying to squander the church and put the fire out. So he's using these demonic beings that's in the pulpit, they're snakes, and kind of making it a very broad categorization, like this is the church, look what the church did now. But none
Mm-hmm.
of none of the people they ever broadcast are people that has anything to do with the character of God. But we get deceived
Never.
because that's what we constantly see on TV. So we feel like, okay, we're messing up. A lot of people feel like this. I'm gonna go to church
Mm.
because I'm gonna perform. I'm gonna wait till Sunday. I'm gonna get my life right. You can
That's
get your
it.
life right in the closet. As soon as you say, God help me, he there. That's all we need. We don't even need all of that other stuff. We just need him. And then he direct us. That's what the Holy Spirit is for, to direct us in all of our moves, our ins and outs. And then we have to get that filter. You can't even filter out what's bad without the Holy Spirit. He's the filter. But this whole,
There you go.
what the narcs do, they literally go. I've heard them say, I'm going to church so I can find me a woman. I'm going to church so I can find me a man. I've heard them say that. And we go and we think because somebody been saved 2 days, we seen them get baptized, they working in a ministry. Oh, this is my husband. And somebody
Man, oh
came and
man.
prophesied and looked at y'all, probably some
Good
witch that's
God.
positioned in there like, y'all supposed to be together.
Come on.
Y'all gonna be together. I can see it.
Woo.
So then that fantasy
God
seed
told
get
me
planted.
you belong to
Yes.
me.
And you working extra hard and overtime to make this fake demonic prophecy real, destroying
Yep.
your life and everybody's life that's in the household. That's just hell. Pretty much. That's
There you go.
horrible.
There you go. I
And
mean,
that's what we go through. It's like
but
you
but that's what
literally,
it's all about. That's what
yeah,
it's all about. Deception. It's all about playing a trick
deception.
on you. It's all about making you look stupid because even though you saw this person had issues,
Hmm.
you wanted to believe that all they needed was another chance. Guys, that's how they stay in your life. All I need is
Yeah.
one more chance. Just give me one. If I just had
Let's
the right
pray
chance,
together.
if I was, there you go. If I had the right chance, if I had the right person in my life, oh man, I could go to the top. If I had somebody that believes in me, if I
Hmm.
had this, if I had that, and the whole time, this person is literally picking you apart every single day. Every
Yeah,
single
on
day. And
assignment.
you the only one in the relationship fixing fixing the brokenness. Every time something is destroyed, every time something gets knocked down, you right there to pick it right back up. And they right there to knock it right back down. They stole your wallet. They stole your pocketbook. And then they turn around and help you find it because that is what you're dealing with every single day. It's all about
Things
making your reality feel like something is wrong with you.
manipulating your reality. That's what they love to do. And in order for them to really get what they need, for God to really save them, they have to die to themselves. They live in a kingdom of self. Even going to church, it's like if I go to church, then I'm gonna get some money down the line because I'm doing the right thing by God. He gonna bless me. And they get mad if something don't go right financially because that's their true God, mammon. It's not God.
That's it.
We have to understand we are dealing with someone who has given themselves up. They don't, it's different when they don't even have their consciousness there. Like they are split And they're doing way more studies now as far as this, how this consciousness thing work. But when somebody, it's like somebody being in a coma and something else is walking and talking through their body. That is what's happening. They don't feel connected on any levels. They've been pretending for so long. Even the one that walks in the office is a character, the
Look,
character of a patient. That's
hold
what
on,
it
look.
is.
Look at Rochelle said, sow a seed of somebody sow a seed of $1,000.
That's Yes,
Who,
singing,
who was
pastor
that?
thing.
Who was that singer? My man, I like him too. The singer
People
that said,
do it.
close the doors. Close the doors.
Never
Don't
would
let
have made it.
anybody out. We need a
Yeah,
$40,000 seed sown tonight.
people do it
Close the doors.
because you so desperate. You so desperate that you
Ooh,
like, God, I need a change to happen. And they told me I got to make a radical sacrifice. And this is all of my money I have.
but hold it. He did that. What was that, Marvin Sapp? He
Hmm.
did that, and nobody said nothing. And they came up with that money. And
Yeah,
nobody said nothing. If I would have did that, they would have destroyed the internet on me.
that's
That dude said, close the doors.
because they
Close
got,
the doors.
this is a whole, this is a demonic enterprise. They have, when people are witches and warlocks and operating under that power, they will bewitch you into doing it. This is spell casting. They know
And
what
nobody
things to
had nothing
do.
to say. I mean, you had a couple of YouTubers that said stuff about it, but I mean, the reality was these people operate on a level where they're saying, listen, I have created a lifestyle.
A
Okay.
cult. They
And
created
and
a
you
cult.
and I need y'all. Y'all been slacking. I need y'all to go in that pocket. I need y'all to go in that wallet
Hmm.
and send us that money. And we gonna close the doors until we get it.
Yeah. And
And
we
nobody
as a
said
people have to
nothing.
start saying that is not it. And it take people to constantly stand up for boldness and be okay when you get put out. I got put out of many churches. It's fine. You'll get through it. But you called things out because there was so much separation. Like, hey, let's make a book of all of these rules and things like that. You know, what to do if you got a conflict or somebody doing that. And I'm like, I mean, shoot, ain't that's the Bible. It sounds like every question or conflict you got is already in the Bible. So we gonna make another one, and then I got kicked off the team. But this is when you speak up, that demon gonna get mad because it wants to be in charge. It wants to control things. It wants people to feel like they use words like, well, um, you the sheep, but it's like, no, common. If you in leadership, you can't just be fellowshipping with people that's common in there. They're gonna mix things. All this crazy stuff that the devil will make up. Only he can make, all of that stuff. Because
Mhm.
when Jesus was here, he did things totally different. He was homeless. He went to everybody. He went to those who felt like they had slept with everybody and they just couldn't be redeemed. Mary, he helped her. He got all of them up out of her. It's whoever wants it, whoever want him, who's willing to die to this world and they self, because you got to be selfless. And a narcissist cannot be selfless. Even when they give, it's for a reason. They either giving for an image, for a cause. They know what type of return they will get in every action they do. They know
Mm,
somebody gonna take a picture and they can post it and make it seem like they ain't had nothing to do with it to grow their ministry. These pastors was slick. They was slick.
mm. And at the end of the day, again, all they do is end up going to even them pastors that do that, all they do is go travel somewhere else and somebody
The
pick them
second
right
one
up.
he might be on a fifth or sixth wife. He might be on a fifth or sixth wife. I think number five might have got choked out. I think I might have been three. I don't know because he had a whole different name. He might be on the news coming up. But this is just how it is, because people are hurting and they're in need of love. That's the basics. But
Yeah.
what they don't know is love is inside of them. When God made, when all of that transformation happened, it became imprinted on our DNA to love. It's inward.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to really allow God to show and express himself and not suppress it.
Come on.
And then when you have it naturally, somebody else, when he do things and hook things up, it's wonderful. You have to get out of the fear of maybe this one gonna be crazy, or maybe this gonna be like this. Not with him. It will be wonderful. I can't say that I've arrived there yet. I can't say that, but I can say I know that it'll be true because of my faith, and I know who he is. And he's not going, as long as that discernment is there, you're going to catch a lot of those flags.
Mm,
Come
mm,
out of the
mm.
narcissistic family. Don't have narcissistic friends giving you bad advice. A lot of
Don't,
that happens like, oh, well, just see what he's talking about, because they want to gossip. Don't do the gossip thing.
mm,
Don't do
mm,
that.
mm. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't just, I mean, at the end of the day, we know what to do, because it really, they leave you no other option. You really don't have another option. You can, of course, you can try. You can always try. But the level of betrayal that you are going to feel, the level that you're going to see, you will know shortly thereafter, like, wow, man, why am I going? And then you find your life falling apart. You sitting there like, whoa, my life's starting to fall apart because you trying to hold this devil up, and you don't even realize everybody around you ain't permitted in the same spaces that are permitted for you. But your mind is
Mhm.
made up and determined. No, no, no. This my baby. We're gonna work this out. I'm just gonna sacrifice, and you're gonna sacrifice and find yourself. You're gonna find yourself right next to that narc, waking
Yeah.
up every day and can't figure it out. Shawnee,
Mhm.
thanks for the super chat, Shawnee. Shawnee said a narc will show true colors early. Come on, early. They gonna show you them colors early. The ex called 10 to 20 times a day in the beginning. While he was deployed in Iraq, it was too much, so I broke up with him. Found out soon after that he quickly slept with 3 people. So, I mean, if you just happen to think or thought that, they just because they talking to you, they not talking to 5 or 7 other people,
Mhm.
man, you gonna mess around and learn today. Listen, that ain't what they do. That's not who they are, people. That
They
is
always
not
got
who
to be
they are.
talking and spreading venom. So as soon as they hang up, especially if it's one that's really, really pitiful, self-pity, woe is me type of narc, they always got somebody to call and be on the phone with. Every time you see them in the car, they on the phone. They always have to be talking. Those are the ones that say things like, listen to me, or you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, listen to me, you hear me. They always want somebody to hear them, because in childhood, I guess they wasn't heard by their mamas. But however it went down, you don't have to deal with that. That is a demonic entity in a human body, and it's always have to spread venom so it overwhelms you. And they actually have a system to it. If they can overwhelm you, it can keep you in that sleep fatigue. Like our brain need to have certain rest periods in order to go into a deep repairing sleep. That's delta. Our body can heal and repair. The narcissists do not allow that. Not from the start, not throughout, not even to the finish. So if your brain is always working and you're being pulled out of your thought, you're staying in what they call beta brain waves. The beta brain waves is, it doesn't allow for your body to hear God, repair itself, go into a restful state, none of that. It's always on automatic. And then cortisol are released. Next thing you know, you'll struggle with insomnia, and all of that stuff happens. And if you do get sleep, it's only a couple hours getting you into REM sleep. And if you go in phonics, REM and REM, like REM and REALM, sound the same because it means exactly that. Now you're in the spirit realm fighting things, dark things that's
That's
coming
it.
from that narc. Having
That's it.
nightmares, having people chasing you, feeling like
That's all you
somebody
can do.
attacking you, being more and more fear. Everything will become more fear based because that's all they can offer. It's no faith, no love, fear. I'm scared to be alone.
That's
I'm
it.
scared to, if I leave this person, then what's next? If I leave this person, then how my kids gonna be? If I leave this person, how I'm gonna survive, what I'm gonna pay, how I'm gonna pay my bills. Everything is fear. Because that spirit of fear, the
Mm,
embodiment is stalking at night. The boogeyman, the waster is right there in that room if there's a narc in that house.
mm.
And we the targets. That is how it is. Most
Woo.
people that come in there, I can't help them. I sit there and you can help people as far as being able to medicate so they can function and different things like that. But if you are
Mm.
still connected to this toxicity, I see the lives be
There you
destroyed
go.
slowly.
There you go.
Homelessness, losing a job, and they still so attached to this demonic power, the narcissist. Like, I just got to be with them because I don't know, like, they're going to cry. You just lost your home, your children, all of this stuff. This person does not love you. They say it in the office. I don't care nothing about them. It's not funny. That's really how they feel. And there's this strong force of an attachment that make them still stick with that, even though everything else is being destroyed. That's
Wow.
why it's a dark witchcraft power.
It
That
is,
thing
man.
has to be broken.
It is. Shawnee, thanks for that super chat again. Mwah. Shawnee said, calling like that was a form of control, and getting with three people was how he tried to punish me. Didn't know he was then so didn't know what he was then. So guess what? He begged me to get back with him. Then boom, we married. Goodness gracious. Beg you. See, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I'm gonna jump out there on this one, y'all. A person with integrity ain't gonna beg you to be with them. Now, guys, we've done some crazy stuff in a relationship. We have said, please don't do this, don't do that, or whatever. But when somebody gets to that place in the beginning and they begging you, let's get married, let's do this, let's do that.
Mhm.
Guys, the reason that it don't feel right because it's not right. It's not right. It isn't. And just because they beg you to get married, just because they are said, let's get married, they're getting married because they know that's what you need to
Mhm.
feel like I'm in something. They're
Yeah.
saying this, I know this is what you need. You need this so that, hey, guess what? You married. So now you can justify why you putting up with all this craziness. Now you can justify why we always fighting and we always going back and forth. And then when I disappeared for a couple weekends, we
Mhm.
married. That's why you stayed. When I punch you upside your head or something like that, and you stayed,
Mhm.
we married. That's why you stayed. When I stole all the money, I done took all the money. I went somewhere and spent it. I blew the money. I blew all the money. But we married. That's why you stay. When I'm taking you through everything possible, everything you've ever heard of, everything that you never dreamed of, and you stayed, that's why they want to get married to you, because that's the crutch that you're going to be able to stand on after that.
Mhm.
They know that's the crutch you need. That's the crutch you need to stay with me. You ain't gonna stay with me if you gotta face yourself. You ain't gonna do it. No, you're not gonna
And
do it.
it's power and control. A marriage, especially if a narcissist have like the dark triad, they love to dominate and have power and control over somebody that they felt was at a certain status or level. Like I can probably get this person. That person may have been out of their league, like in high school or when they were younger, because they always in that timeline. But if I get this person, oh, I'm gonna lock them in. I'm gonna marry this person. I'm gonna have
Mm-hmm.
power and control. That is the one that will always take the crack to so where they feel like a real person to like the family or whoever they got a showboat for. But then they still got all these other people they can sleep with and do things with and gain emotional supply, whatever they gonna do, they can do that. But this one gonna make me look normal. And they might get perks of, access to money, access to resources, being able to get
Mm,
different whatever benefits you can get as a married couple versus a single person when it comes to buying a house
there
and
you
different
go.
things like that. So they like to marry
Hmm.
whoever gonna say it.
Yes.
They probably told about at least about 10 people that same thing. They just send a mass text. I got something from the military. Hey, let's be a family. Let's get
Ooh.
married. And I didn't even talk to that dude for I don't even know how many years. But that was just random. But they randomly would send messages to anybody who might grab a message, and then they feel like, oh, I
Man.
can pick and choose. It's never about love. It's about who's gonna make me look the way I need to look for
Come on.
this
Say that.
particular time in my
Say
life.
that. Who gonna volunteer to make me look like marriage material, to make me look like a competent companion?
Yeah,
Who's going to volunteer for all the abuse that comes with being with a narcissist, y'all? Who's going to volunteer so that I can trap the next person?
yeah,
Who's going to volunteer to help me destroy someone else? Because if they married to you, buddy, you already know life is hell. If you're married to it, life is hell. And that's that. That's all you getting, ladies and gentlemen. They're not going to
hmm,
give you something else. They're going to kick you to the curb. They're going to do, and they're going to kick you to the curb. See, we to a place where, we don't want to say that somebody left me because that's embarrassing. You got to explain, well, why they married. What's wrong with you? We feel like something wrong with us. No, ain't nothing wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Why
they
they
are
not?
demonized and
No, we not gonna
delusional.
tell. Listen, because we're not going to tell the truth about why they left us. They left you because you started putting up boundaries. You start showing signs of boundaries. You started holding somebody accountable.
Yeah,
Look, they not sticking around for that when they can be over here with somebody else that has no boundaries. Do y'all think the person they with? See, y'all be
mhm.
thinking that again. You be thinking like, oh, they done ran out there. He done ran and got. He done ran out there and got Beyonce, or she done ran out there and snatched her. What's his name? Denzel. Yeah. See, we think like that, but ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen, let me tell you. Let me be the first to tell you, and they ain't even the first to tell you. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. When you see that thing that they done ran to, you're gonna be even more confused.
that we think they with. We should name this the con artist God saved and now is in church to con them, because they are not what we think. Is so many analytical type of videos that try to understand this demonic mind. It is not even worth understanding. It's worth running away from.
Come on,
These are very unclean, vile spirits.
come on.
There was a girl giving her testimony. Her ex-husband wanted her to allow him to poop in his mouth. Okay, they are the things my ex used to ask me to do is so defiling and shameful. You wouldn't even want a human to to speak those words. They are very evil to the core, and they want very defiling things to happen. And if the next person, the cover up person, is in church or whatever, they're probably not doing it with that person, but they're going to be doing it with somebody who will do that. That's why a lot of them
Woo.
are, if they're a guy, they on the DL, or they just out bisexual or whatever. That's why they're into all of that. They're in the with some the party things, like the swinging parties. They into that stuff. My first husband, the girl, she was saying she liked girls more than him. That's the conversation they gotta have now for years, because they become obsessed with you. This is how this stuff works in their demonized
Listen,
dark minds. You don't
listen.
want to have no part of that stuff.
We live in a world right now where when you're dating, you actually have to ask the person, were you born a woman or were you born a man?
My gosh.
You have to ask the question. That's the world that we live in now. Everything is about, well, I feel like my pronouns are this, and I feel like I'm that. We live in a world where everything goes.
Don't
Remember,
get to
it
the
was a time
furries.
where it was a time where anything goes. We've advanced it to everything goes. No
Don't
matter what it is, no matter how crazy it seems, everything on this planet right now is fair game. We live in a country where everything is fair game.
And the
And I mean
furries.
anything.
Little animal things. My daughter's like, well, that this one person, she's a furry, and then they were talking about her, and she did this scratching on me. This is some crazy stuff right now. People have lost their daggone mind. That's because in leadership, they are all in ziggity boo land. Like, this is some crazy
But
stuff
leadership,
right now.
this is where they wanted leadership. This is where
Yeah.
leadership wanted everything because it keeps you focused off of the leadership. And if you're not
Ziggity boo
focused on the
land.
leadership, that means you're not focused on the money. And the root of all evil is the love of money. And they praise money. Money is
And they
God
got
to
their
these
own
people.
thing. Like, God doing something different. He trying to get his children way out of here. Like, hey, please come into this safe house, because this is about to be done. It's too much happening.
Woo.
It's too much perversion, too much wickedness.
It's
The cup of
all the
iniquity is
way crazy.
full. And they
It's
said when a cup of iniquity get that full, that's it. It's full. It's so much wickedness.
There you go. It's only but so much you could pour into it. And,
Yeah.
I thought last year we couldn't go any worse. It couldn't get any worse. And every day I see something worse.
Every
So
day.
Raquel, thanks for the super chat. Raquel said, fam, my children and I are relocating this weekend. Congratulations. We get a clean slate as I continue my healing journey. My children are ecstatic, ladies and gentlemen. New
Yeah,
beginning. And the
that is
sad part
awesome.
about this is congratulations, Rockwell. But the
Yes.
sad part about this is that look at the extremes you got to go to when you deal with these people.
Yeah.
Look at the extremes that you have to go to. Everything in your life has to be turned upside down, inside out. And guys, see, I don't have no issue talking about these trifling jokers because look at what they destroyed that home for, just so they could go be with this person and that person
They
and this person
destroyed
and that person.
everything. And they don't like it's like I had a hard time dealing with that. God had to really show me so many different things in the Bible. They don't even have the capacity to really just want to be with that person. They might want to sleep with that person for the benefit of brag or whatever. They can do themselves. Okay. They can do themselves. But they really just they want something in this image of what they feel like is their life. And this person, they feel like they can manipulate and get something out of that person, whether it's a pension. Like, I know, some family, they looking for the ones with pensions right now. They on the hunt. They feel like I got to have a pension because everybody else got a pension and I didn't pick right. So I got to get
That's
rid of
right.
this one and get with one with a pension. So they looking for
Mm,
somebody who can probably have traveling benefits or what
mm-hmm.
timeshares or something they can benefit from. Who can be the little the person that drive around for them, who can scheme with them or got some tax hookups. They are looking for people like that, and they sleep with whoever would do it. And a person that they end up being with long term, that person was the one that vouched for them in the gritty as far as covering up their crimes, sitting there consistently lying for them. Okay, your soul is important. You don't Somebody that's willing to give up their soul for a narcissistic fake love, they are not in tune with reality or their minds.
Come
So
on.
that's not even somebody to
Come
begin
on.
to compare yourself with, because
At
they out
all.
of their mind. They are out of touch with reality. Like you
Exactly.
really willing to sit up here and perjure yourself and lie, knowing that when this narcissist get ready, guess who they about to throw under the bus? That one. Everything gonna be on them. If you ever seen some true crime shows and some interrogations, the narcs, they always throwing each other under the bus. Well, I think it was such and such because then when
Mm-hmm.
that's how they do. That's
There you
all
go.
in that dark, grimy pond
That's
that
what
we
it's
need to
all
stay
about.
completely out of. There's no competing. You don't have to show them that you bossed up. None of that. It's not worth it. If
It's
you
not.
knew how
It's
grimy they
not.
was, you wouldn't care what they think. You would look at them like,
There you
I
go.
don't even know how to
That
talk
part
to you.
right there. And really that's where you should be anyway. Like you should just be in a space where you out the way, like whatever they think, man.
It's
And
not
again,
important.
it
They're not in touch with
exactly.
reality. They
It
have
is
zero
not
credibility.
important. It's not important what they think. You know, guys, I talk to people all the time where, we try to say things like, well, you know what? You're over that situation and you shouldn't have that level of passion anymore when you speak about that or this person. It's like that's kind of like it's kind of like showing you might not be completely there. But let me say this to y'all. When you lose the passion for how somebody has wronged you, you kind of open for it again, right?
Yeah.
Because see, we have a nature that we just want to be happy. We want to forgive everybody and just be happy. Yeah, you did this to me. You did me wrong, but you know what? I forgive you. I ain't worrying about that. We still cool, right? That's how we
Mhm.
want it to be. And that's all the narc wants. Oh, we still cool? Thank you. Well, listen, I'm gonna call you tomorrow. And because I need to talk to you about something.
Thank
See,
you for being in
all
the
they
Lululand
need,
a little bit longer.
listen, all they need is that's all they needed. Okay.
Yeah.
You open to some more of this. Guys, when you lose your passion about what you've gone through, it's again like saying, like it wasn't that bad. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Because guess what? You don't remember nothing good about it. You're in a place where you're like, man, was anything good about it? And then again, you're asking yourself again, why was I there? Why did I go through this for so long? What did I get out of it? What did it do for me? Nothing.
Yes. You were there because you got deceived. And on this thing with this, DSM stuff, if you had any type of inability to recall important personal information, usually of a traumatic or stressful nature that cannot be explained by ordinary forgetfulness, you that's called dissociative amnesia. Like you probably had exposure to trauma. And then looking at your life, like,
Mm-hmm.
people say they feel numb or they feel like they there, but they not there. They present, but they can't even remember going here or doing this, or, those times where they feel like they was in automatic. All of those are signs of brain damage occurring because you've been in a prolonged traumatic situation. You
Mm-hmm.
have to get out. There's no fixing them. Like, I mean, there's no studies that show they've been fixed. That's rare because they look at, all this other stuff, medication, different things they can do. They can't even say it can be fixed. And we know how we go down with
Exactly.
God. Like if you on that team,
Exactly.
he said, what fellowship have light with darkness? Or God with Belial, which is like a form of the devil. God is like, I don't deal with the devil at all. You can't sit at two tables.
You can't. Look, Shawnee said, it's like telling a narc, can you step on me a little bit more, please?
Yeah.
I know you was stepping on me before. I know you was dogging me, but I know you got more dog in you. Can you dog me out a little bit more? Can you make it more painful? Can you spit on me? Can you just do things to me I never even knew were possible? That's what you're really opening yourself up to when you continue to keep that door open. We want to live normal lives so bad, especially when you've gone through a narcissistic situation. You want
Yeah.
everything to turn back to normal, and
And
it
there's no
doesn't
normal.
until you cut them off.
It was never normal. We have
Never.
to understand what love is. That's the big key right there, because we become loyal to a distorted, perverted version of love. And that's what we become
Exactly.
loyal to, because a lot of times people are that's empathic or have compassion and things, they're loyal. And the narc knows that. The little devil in there know that this person gonna be loyal. So you become
Come on.
loyal to the fantasy that you created. A lot of times they say that the narcissists create this fantasy and you be in this shared fantasy. No, they don't. They're not. We give them way more credit, believe me, than the devil ever would deserve. Your creative self created this image of them that they mirrored and mimic, and the fantasy that you believe, and you try to support that fantasy. You still want this person to be the husband or the father, or what they might be mean to me, but they love their kids. No, they don't. They don't love their kid. They don't have the capacity to love. It's been shown in brain scans and everything else. We don't want that reality. We need to accept reality and get out of delulu land and understand the brain image showed they don't have the capacity to love. Our evidence have shown repeatedly they've done loveless things. Chances
Mm.
of the two together being for this person is 100% possibly true. So we have to put that evidence together and get out of emotion, and don't let emotion drive our loyalty. Get out of that and look at it for what it is, and ask God to help us cleanse out anything that's defiling or spiritual or whatever that's going on,
Mm-hmm.
because that is a fantasy we create. We think because the person that we created them to be, and they that with that new supply, this person got somebody better. They're not even that character no more. They a whole different character. My
Man,
first husband
not
wasn't no
somebody
swinger. I
better.
mean, it wasn't even no bring somebody else into the bedroom type stuff. That was a totally different person. That one was going to church and all of that. This one wilding out, practicing, letting the person do witchcraft and going to swinger parties, messing with girls, guys, all of that. That's something I would never have been able to, vision in my mind, but they became a different person. And that's the darkness they always really liked and craved.
There
We
you
thought
go.
they wanted something good, something pure, some integrity, some a
There
good
you go.
wholesome family, nice dinners, eating at the table and stuff like that. We thought that because that's what we wanted, and we shared that, and they mirrored it. No, 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 no. They want the filth. They want the
They love it.
defilement.
They live for something
It
filthy.
feeds that wicked spirit inside of them. They want to be you. They want to
Hmm.
look and mimic and take mental pictures of how your life was set up, and they want to go and do that in their defiled areas, so they can do their wicked stuff and have a bunch of millions under their control that they
There you
feel are
go.
less than them. They
You know
always
what?
want
You
to
know
be with
what?
somebody
I
less than
kind
them.
of I kind of liken that to a narc always wants to, they want a good person to look dirty. They want you in the pig pen with them. I liken this to, how when you finally get yourself together and you move to a nice area.
Hmm.
Yeah. So everybody's doing everything they can to maintain, the place that they have. And, you want to keep your car clean and keep your place looking nice. And a narc is the one that wants to be in that nice neighborhood, but they
Yeah.
want to do all the filthy, foul stuff. They want to act like we still in the hood. Nah, nah,
And they
nah.
want their crew, but they want to be king of that hood or queen
There
of that
you
hood.
go.
And
There
that's
you
what
go.
they like. They like people that they feel they have to constantly tell things to. Like I guess that's my stepdad. I don't know. It's very weird. He can barely speak English. They want that so they can like, oh, just go do that, do this, or do that. They better do this. They want those type of people around them, and it may seem like they in a long-term relationship, but everybody's sleeping with everybody. They just people that would do crooked things, like break laws for them. They all have
Mm-hmm.
their little circles and schemes. It's always
Mm-hmm.
the schemers. They always on the next scheme. They would
That's it.
never feel that way about you, no matter how much of yourself you give up or how low you would go, because there's always a stop point
There
in
you
you,
go.
because God got his hand on you. So that stop point is that deal breaker. Like, bro, no, you're not going to bring another person here. They know that. So you would never be their ideal person, because they want to have a bunch of people doing all that gross stuff. And even if you feel like, well, maybe it's just they want to have menage a trois and all of that. No, it'll get even worse. Can you strap this on? Can you do this? They go that deep. And even if
Ooh.
somebody, I wouldn't, even if somebody was to do that, because I have all my deal breakers. But even if somebody was to do that, it's still not enough, because you're not a dude. It can never be enough, or you're not an
No
animal,
matter
or
what
you're
you
not
do,
this. You cannot satisfy those type of dark
you can't
desires.
do it. It's not possible. They're not up for
No,
that. It ain't about satisfaction.
no, the
It's not.
stories I hear, oh my gosh. It's just like they go and they want this counseling, all this different stuff, but the man literally won't be intimate with the wife, but will send, pics and stuff to other men, or be in interactions with men, and say, it's not that I'm like this. This just, I feel powerful when I do this, but I'm going to eventually get over that addiction, and then we'll be able to do that. And I'm not going to have relations with you, because I don't want to get nothing to you if I'm doing this. That's a distorted, delusional, demonic type of thinking brain. And you have to sit there with a straight face and look at them like, you really think this is going to work? And they be like, well, I'm going to try, and I'm just going to give
Mm.
him his space and his time. You No, these are how these narcs are. Divorce. It Divorce. This person needs to work out their sexuality. They're not even bad. They just all the way that way. And that's
Mm.
what we dealing with in this narcopocalypse. People
That's
are
what we
not
seeing
what
every
you
single day.
think. That's why they
Every
give you
single
hell,
day.
because their desires, they need a break. They know you're not gonna take away all of their resources. At least they don't think you will, because they groomed you and trained you. But they need to go out. They need to prowl around in a car. A lot of them got a bunch of time on their hands, and they need to get these urges out.
Mm.
It's sick.
My girl Chantel said 1 Peter 4:17-18. If it is hard for the righteous to be saved, what will become of the ungodly and the sinner?
Hey,
What has become of the ungodly and the sinner?
they
Man,
Satan's
yo,
children. They act like they
you
father
see
the
what it
devil.
is. Act
Jesus
like
wasn't playing. We be taking on red letters lightly. He came. He put the business down. It's like, man, you like your father the devil. He was a
light
liar in front of. He a liar. He
in his
is a
in his
liar.
likeness and image.
Yeah, you serpents, you vipers. He said they mouths is like whitewashed tombs. Okay, he was talking to the
Woo.
religious folks. He was
Man, that
he
is
was
so
straight.
guys, y'all see what it is, man. Y'all see exactly what it
Yes, they
is.
eat poop. Yes, they
Oh
eat
my
poop. They're
goodness,
gross. That
man.
come with that spiritual cooking or eating that thing. It's a ritual. Narcs do these satanic rituals,
How can you
and
eat
that's
that? I thought your body would just reject it. You would just vomit. There's no way you could swallow that.
a demon called It Can. I seen it in
You
the state
listen, if
facilities.
you
It's
see
it.
somebody that can swallow that, that is a devil.
That's
Yes,
the
it is.
that's what they do. That's what
That
this
is, oh
particular
my
demon
God.
does. It loves
And just like it's one verse in the Bible. I can't remember what it is. I called it out a few times, but it says, just as a dog returns to his vomit, a
mm-hmm,
fool
goes to his father.
returns to his folly.
And when
And
you
you
look up foolish, that mean mindless. They don't have their minds. Like we
exactly.
we take lightly some of these terms and we're like, they are out of their minds. No, they literally out of their daggone minds. Like you can look at them and they can be talking, and the only thought you can have is this person is out of their daggone mind and they are out here loose in the environment. They are not in touch with
Whew.
reality.
Man, that is all the way crazy. Hey guys, this was a wonderful show hanging out with y'all tonight, man. I want all of y'all to have a wonderful, wonderful, happy Labor Day weekend. Be safe.
Yes.
It's narcs out here everywhere, y'all. Okay? Everywhere you go, especially you women. Y'all
Yeah.
better be careful, man. Y'all better be careful, because if you a little too cute, it's some people waiting for you to go to the store or go to a restaurant and want to bump into you, want to start, man, they starting fights and all kinds of crazy. It is
That's
total
insane.
anarchy out here right now, man.
It
We
is.
are in a state of anarchy out here. Nothing is sacred, nobody is safe. You
Mm-mm.
got people out here doing more than the most right now,
Yeah.
and you can't even it's there's really nowhere other than the sanctuary in your home that you create that is peaceful. That's the only, because you can't go to, didn't somebody got unalive some people in the church just the other day, right? That was
That
about
was
the
that kind
children.
of church. I'm telling you that was like a different kind of church. Like I'm not gonna put Catholicism out there. It's a little different.
Hmm.
They call it everything church and some things not church. When you walk in, if you really walking with God, the peace go with you. Yo ho, the angels clear the scene. You can go up there and I mean he done did
Man,
some. I seen angels do some
listen,
stuff.
I ain't
Hey,
trusting none of this mess out here right now. I ain't trusting none of this mess out here right now. It is total anarchy out here. You see the National Guards is here in DC. You
you know,
know,
yo,
they pressing everybody out. They just out everywhere doing the most. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, on one side of this, we haven't had any people being unalived for a little bit. So it ain't totally the worst thing. But at the end of the day, we know it ain't for the purpose of doing good. That's the issue
yeah,
right there. But guys, I just want everybody to be safe.
they
For
just
all the
said the
members and the new members, thank you, thank you, thank you. We starting our first, we're gonna have our first Zoom meeting on Monday. So the link, I'm making a video to put the link in there so that you guys will have it on Monday, and it's gonna be a small group. So it's gonna be a one-on-one, guys. It's gonna be one-on-one. We just for y'all, just for all the members. So make sure y'all tune in on Monday, 9 o'clock, and we just gonna get it in. Keish, what you
yeah.
gonna leave them with this weekend?
I want to leave everybody with one: be safe. Okay, be really safe out there. Understand that people are not what they seem. Okay, it is not what we think. We think you just going on average dates. You have to be very careful. I'm in Ohio. They just said I guess there's a large vampire coven up here, like not too far from me. So people vampires. That's some crazy stuff other than New Orleans. So we got people out here that are doing very sadistic things. And that's
Right.
because this wicked power that's inside of them, that is fueled by the demonic kingdom, the kingdom of darkness, decay, destruction, and everything that's not living, is operating through them full time. They have covenants, contracts, things in place, like actively practicing the occult. When they engage with you, that's an occult ritual. So you have to understand not to be a sacrifice, not to do all of
Mm.
this stuff for them just to try to maintain what you would think is a healthy, or it don't even have to be healthy, some type of relationship. Leave them. God got so much better. It's so much healing,
Mm.
so much of finding out who you are, building, getting finances back, getting your blessings back because they're taking them. Because with the destiny swap, getting your health back,
Mm.
you won't have all the inflammation, you won't have the migraines, you won't have the hair falling out, the skin having rashes, you won't have all of this other stuff that comes with extra release of cortisol by being in prolonged toxicity. So keep safe. Avoid all hoovers. It's holidays. Don't watch no fireworks or nobody. Don't answer the phone. Don't answer the door. Close the windows. Understand that they are on a prowl if you don't have a restraining order. It may
Mm.
get to that at some point because
Mm.
these people are ziggity boo in the Lululand and they want everything they can extract which from you until you're terminated. That's how sick their minds are. But for all the members, hope to see you on Monday. Bring your questions and everything. We can get more in detail. It's not as
Yes,
censored.
indeed.
We can really, really, really help you and help you to get free.
Mhm.
So that's
Yes,
all I
indeed.
have. Have
Yes,
a
indeed.
happy Labor Day, everyone.
Thanks again. Doing what you do. Y'all know I'm just unleashing these ladies because they really got something to get in your ear about. So, you know, get in there early, guys, because yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And especially if you really been ruminating and you going through it, this is a time where you can go. This is a small group that's being created so that we can help you and deal with everything, whatever it is, whatever the issue is, we can go over it and keep on rolling over it because that's how we actually get to solutions. you know I want you guys to go out here this weekend, man, and just be safe, man. Just be safe. It's some heathens, it's some narking out here, man. These people are crazy. Okay. And it's more crazy than normal nowadays. It's more crazy than normal. We got to figure out when you going somewhere, you can't even drive down the road. And guys, if you happen to witness or see somebody doing something crazy, don't just try to pick up your phone to record it. Get away. Get away from it. Because these people, man, they pull it, man. Everybody walking around with weapons. And the world we living in, man, let's just treat it like exactly like it is. It is unruly. And honestly, guys, the only way you getting through this is through your connection to God, your relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's cool. I ain't telling nobody to not go to church, but make sure your church right though. Because we got a problem with holding churches accountable. Like, they doing you a favor taking your money every week. For real. Because, you know, I hope you don't need it. I hope you don't never be in a situation you in a pinch where you need that and have to find out the hard way that it don't work the same way you gave it. It don't work the same way when you need it. You know, I mean, you may have some churches that'll help you, which you should. You absolutely should, but man, hold them accountable. Make them start to sponsor people, make them start to sponsor scholarships for children, make them start to sponsor businesses for people who want to own businesses instead of just, hey man, every week we just gotta keep these people up here who really y'all don't even be seeing it, man. It be a business the whole time. Yeah, it be a business the whole time. The jokers up here on the side and the front, they running the whole business. You
Yeah.
just don't know it. They not gonna tell you. They not gonna tell you. Because every week you come in there with a good heart. You giving with just I'm giving from my heart. They not gonna expose that. So guys, like I said, man, keep your head up, keep your relationship with God tight, man. That's what you gonna need. You gonna individually need to be tight with God, period. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to need that, because it's going to be times where you can't make that call to such and such ain't available to talk with you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're going to have to depend on your relationship with God. That's what's going to get you through this. That's what's going to get you through all of this.
Yes.
So guys, like I said, and like I always say, we're going to leave you just like we came in here, with nothing but love, peace, and
Soul
train. See y'all on Monday night. All of the members. Hey, you know what? Hey, Rockwell, inbox me on either Facebook or Instagram. We'll try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I try to figure it out, because I don't know exactly myself, man. I didn't even see the button on my channel. So, and again, y'all, guys,
I'll try to get you the link too if I can find it.
I see it with small stuff like that. Like, I'm looking at my own app. And I don't see where I can super chat. I don't see where I can do anything. So, and people tell me all the time, like, man, I never see my comments up there and stuff getting read. And that's why I'm saying, it's bots controlling all of this. Yeah, I used to think it was a person, but now I get it. It's a person that programmed these bots. That's why they getting rid of all the people. Because they like, man, the bots they gonna do it like this every time. But it is what it is, y'all. Y'all enjoy your holiday weekend, and
I'll try to take screenshots too and put it on the impact chart, send it to you, because somebody said the screenshots might help.
Okay, yeah. Do that. Thanks, Keith. All right, well, y'all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be talking to y'all soon. All right, everybody, good night.
Bye.